Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear bonus stream. It's Wednesday night and I'm going to be playing some Hearthstone in just a moment or two. I'm throwing the Barricade leg of the scythe emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. Let me know you're here. If you're not a subscriber, you can also just say hi. It's totally cool. And if you don't feel like chatting, you don't have to. We are, hanging out. Mr. Hale is here. Welcome, Mr. Hale. We are hanging out here waiting to see if a few more folks want to join us before we get into things. If they don't, it's okay. If they do, that's great. Um, hey, welcome, Levitronica. Happy to have you here. Now, traditionally, I'll say I don't I don't do well numbers wise with Hearthstone, but I really enjoy playing it, and it's a game that I can talk about a lot. Which sometimes we play the games on stream, and I'm like, I am not sure what to say. So it's been a little while since we played Hearthstone. I was planning to play it a couple weeks ago, but then um, uh, I got a code for chicory, so I didn't. So I played that instead, and yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've played it on stream. So I figured, why the heck not? Um, I am, for those that are new that haven't seen me play, I'm not good, but I also don't lose by playing meta decks, and it's just my own skill that prevents me from winning. I lose because I'm not very good and because I play weird, silly decks. Like in Wild, which is where I predominantly play because the card range is so vast and you can play weirder decks. Um, I play, traditionally anyway, a lot of shaman decks. I play Evolved Shaman. We'll have play an Evolved Shaman deck. Now, is this a meta deck that I should be playing? Not necessarily. Is it very fun? 100%. It's a good time. And when I do win, it is often somewhat spectacular. Now I have a Paladin deck. Am I playing the Paladin deck that a lot of you are playing that involves some Murlocs that can clear the board, and then also you play that dragon that gives you 10 mana, and then you cheat out a bunch of big minions? No, 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 no. I play the other worse version of that, where I use cards to cheat out big minions, uh, which which cost an average amount of mana. So I play a big minion deck, but I play it a worse way because it's more fun that way. Because I want to play a deck that uses the card duel because it's fun to duel in Hearthstone. So I like doing that. Also, it is a very fun thrill to have someone pull a combo piece out of their deck and crush it, thus breaking their annoying combo. It is very good. Occasionally it backfires, sure. More than occasionally, 100%, not 100% breaking, but it often does completely break. And then I just feel a little bad. But I would rather lose spectacularly because I'm playing a silly deck than lose because my opponent is playing one of three meta decks, like Res Priest, big Res Priest, or every secret shaman, or uh, even in Wild, people are playing the standard paladin deck right now, which at my levels does indeed destroy me. Um, Dude Paladin wrecks me, like just filling the board. Rally Paladin completely destroys me. I do well against some other decks. I do very well against Hunter. The Hunter decks do not like my big minions or my mutated minions. Okay, well, we're waiting to see if people want to join us. Actually, I do want to up. We will get into a game very soon. I am going to go ahead and update because I did have. We are down to 48 instead of 49, so I'm going to hit that. We're at 48 out of 50 subscribers. Always like to hit 50. Do I want more than 50? Of course I do. I'm greedy. Would it be nice to hit 50? Yes, we're always aiming for 50. That is the number that it is a good number. So just putting it out there, letting people know. If we don't hit that tonight, that's okay. I'm not feeling bad about it, but it is a thing I would like to hit. We will get a game going in just a moment or two. Like I said, maybe this is going to be a chill night with not a lot of people watching. If that's the case, that's okay. If more people come by, that's great too. Um, if you have questions about what I'm doing, moment to moment, the game that I'm playing, larger Hearthstone questions, feel free to ask those at any point. I will, of course, talk about what we're doing and the games we're playing in the moment. I'm going to retweet my own tweet out there on the Twitters try to get a few more folks to come by. If they don't, that's okay. If they do, well, that's great. Um, but yeah, let's get into Hearthstone. Let's get into a game of Hearthstone, as it were. Uh, Boom. Yeah. Also, the 16th, go to twitch.tv/pack2. It'll be hosted here. Watch Pat Bear's Anime Club. Easy enough. Okay. Letting this load. Might get a little hickey here. We'll see. Hinky. Okay, great. There we're in. Um, right now there is Embrace the Fire Lord, which is a long-term quest line thing here. It's gold because it is a special event. Um, and oh, well, Leftronica just gifted a bunch of subs. Thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. We are now no longer looking to break 50 because we have broken 50. Thank you so much for gifting those subs. And welcome Nathan Explosion, Chris Weed Piano, Razors 2, PN55, and Zaya now. Chris Weed, we haven't seen in a hot minute. Chris is great. Shout out to Chris. Razgriz, shout out to you, of course, Nathan Explosion. We saw last Wednesday here. Nathan comes in for the anime talk more than anything when I do my anime Wednesday shows. Very excited about that. But yes, thank you so much for gifting those subs to members of the community. Some of them aren't even here tonight, but that's so generous of you. I appreciate that. So yeah, we're playing 10 games of Shaman. Will we hit 10 games tonight? I don't know. Does it matter? Not really. I'll hit that at some point. But we're going to start with the Shaman deck anyway. As I said, I've got 2 decks that I really like to play right now. So we'll look at those. Spite Priest is fine. It's not a good deck, even by my standards. And then I got 2 decks that are meant for completing quests, drawing and hero, because they use a lot of battle cries and a lot of hero powers. So I use those for that. But we've got Time to which has it has a built-in issue. So the big thing is you got these big minions here. You got Plagued Protodric. Oh, I've been enjoying your streams a lot, so I wanted to pay it forward as a thank you to all you do. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. As always, gifting subs is an incredible thing that you could do, and it's so nice to see, and I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I'm sure everybody appreciates it as well. So thank you. So we've got some 8 drops here. We got some 9 drops, and we've got some 10 drops. All these cards will be great to Commencement. You pull it from your deck. You give it Taunt and Divine Shield. Does this already have Taunt? Yes. It doesn't have Divine Shield. Are these incredible? Like a Rush minion, a minion that's going to do 9 damage. Is this incredible to get on the board at 7 mana? Yes. Even Proto Drake, because it's going to have another 7 drop. Fantastic. There's one minion in this deck that's not these minion, and that is Shadow Hunter Vol'jin, who you choose a minion, you swap it with a random one from your owner's hand, either your hand or your opponent's hand. I don't often use it against my opponent, but sometimes it works great. There's a certain type of paladin deck that this works incredibly well against. But traditionally, I'll have a minion and swap it with one of my big minions. This also solves a certain problem with this deck, which is, well, using Commencement and Duel, which pulls minion from each of your decks and then they attack each other. Well, Duel and Commencement don't work well if you keep drawing all of your big minions. Then you're just in your hand and you have to try to get to when you can play them. But with Shadowhunter Vol'jin, you can swap them out. PN55 says, thank you for the gift sub. Yes, thank you very much. Welcome, PN55. You won't see ads when the stream starts, and you, yeah, well, I mean, that's a big thing. And you get cool emotes. I think they're cool. Xandra made them, and they're very rad. So this helps your deck. It completes your deck. So then we have some Call to Adventure, which is going to pull your Vol'jin, because it's a bummer when you play Duel or Commencement and you pull out your Vol'jin. A 3/6 with Taunt and Divine Shield's pretty good. A 3 cost or 3 attack minion going into your opponent's minion, not that great. So you play Call to Adventure to pull that out. Ceremonial Maul is just great, like late game, because you can get a big minion. Barricade is great because maybe on turn 4 you'll get a body that'll stick because you're getting two 4s or a 2/4 if you already have bodies. First Day at School is just a great early card that can also get you a little bit of a board. Same thing with Air Raid. One Lightforge Blessing, because, hey, you know what's a great card to put Lightforge Blessing on? Runaway Blackwing, because it's a minion. When you attack, you get then heal for 9, and then it does 9 damage to a minion. So if there's minions on the board at the end of the turn, that also will heal you. Great combination. But just a little bit of healing. And Hand of Adal, just to draw and to maybe buff a minion on the board. That's good too. Um, so yeah, so that's that deck. It's not great, but it can be very fun, and so I enjoy it. Now, speaking of a deck that is very fun, we've got Evolved Shaman 2021. Now, you may have seen, if you've watched my streams before, me play Evolved Shaman. Evolved Shaman is pretty simple. You are playing the card Evolve. You're playing minions that make other minions, like Desert Hare and Serenite Chain Gang and Doppelgangster. They make multiple minions because you want minions on your board. Um, now you're playing. Now we're playing Kindling Elemental, which lowers the cost of your Cage Match Custodian, which draws your weapon, so that you can then swing your Bogspine Knuckles, which evolves when you use it. We also have Horde Pillager to bring back your weapon to give us more chances. Now there's a new card that we're playing here, a new wonderful 3-cost minion, and that's called Primal Dungeoneer. This is a new card from the mini expansion. You draw a spell. If it's a nature spell, you draw an elemental. This is great because Evolve is a nature spell. Mutate is a nature spell. Lightning Bloom is a nature spell. Also, we have Lightning Bloom now. We've had this for a little while, but Lightning Bloom in this deck is great because it means you can cheat out because you're going to pay for it later, but you can get 2 extra mana crystals. So you're giving yourself an advantage. You can then play Desert Hare and Evolve early. You can play it like basically very early. You can play Knuckles with minions instead of just playing Knuckles because you're at 6 mana and you don't have any minions on the board. And then also, Cult Nephile is the closest thing we have here to a tech card. It's a 3/2 for 2, which is decent, but it means your opponent's spells cost more, so you might be able to keep a minion on the board your next turn as you get closer to Living the Dream. Now, we used to say Living the Dream was on 4 mana, you play Desert Hare, 3/1/1s, whatever, but they're all 3-cost minions, and then you play Evolve. And that you just swing the board. The new dream is you play Lightning Bloom, Desert Hare, and Evolve, and instead of it costing 4 mana, you can do it when you only had 2 mana. So you can theoretically, going second with the coin, you can coin Lightning Bloom and have 4 mana and do it. And you can do it on turn 1 if you go second, or turn 2 if you go first. That's big. Does it mean you don't have any mana the next turn? Sure, but you now have a bunch of minions on the board. So we're gonna start with that, and we're gonna play Shaman, and then I don't think we're gonna play Spite Priest that often because it's bad. Basically, you have 4 big spells. The only spells in your deck are those 4. You play Summoner, which reveals one of your things and makes a big minion. It's a big swing turn. You play Primordial Protector, which draws one of your spells and then summons a minion with it. And then Free for Amber is a good 8 cost. Mind Control is a good 10 cost. So you make big minions. Maybe you played and you can stick Bronzebeard and you get double the effects. You've got a little bit of card generation, a little bit of draw, and then a dragon package to. Oh, also, a thing that's really nice about this deck is Sandbinder pulls an elemental. The only elementals you have are Protector, so it works well together. You get some board clears, and you don't have low cost spells that would ruin your summoner or your protector. Now, there's no way to put your spells back in your deck, so this deck is flawed and not good. But I do like it. The meta right now does not allow for that to play well, so we're not even worried about it. But anyway, I've been talking too long. Let's get into a game, and then I'll keep talking. So we are going to play Wild Ladder, because why not? We are now at a rank 4 gold, which is cool. Or gold 4, I should say. We're moving up. Let's try to get to a little higher from gold. And we're going to play some Evolve Shaman. We should still be able to get some wild ladder decks. I mean, occasionally you have to wait. If we were playing standard, at my level, I'm at the bottom of standard, so because I haven't played it this month, so it would be probably way easier to get a game. This will just take a little while. But yeah, let's see. Ooh, I always play Morgul as my hero because that's fun. Okay, so what do we want in this hand? Nothing. Oh yeah, we have Devolve, which is our good defensive, especially because people are doing buffs and death rattles and stuff, and I just want to get rid of that. We don't want any of this. Now, would Knuckles be good? Yes, but we have ways to draw Knuckles, and we really are looking for Evolve, and we're looking for card minion generation. Okay, so we got Elemental. We can do something here. We got Desert Hair. That's good. We got Lightning Boom back. That's fine. Okay, we got our other Lightning Bloom, which is not a dead card, but it's not a great card. Also, so we'll play that. This makes our next elemental cost 1, which we can use if we get a custodian. That would be great. Just, more mana efficient. Broomstick gives other minions rush. So after you can attack with minions, you can evolve them, and then you can rush minions in, which is pretty nifty. Again, we don't have anything really here on turn thing. We're going to see what we get. We could coin rush to get rid of this. I don't know what my opponent's doing right now, so I'm not comfortable doing that. I think I'm just going to go face, get a little damage in. We got a lot of 0 cost mana cards here. Or 0 mana cost cards. Okay, they got Farsight. I still don't quite know what this deck is. It could be a totem deck. Ooh, Farsight drew Farsight. That happens. Okay, again, we do not have anything great here. If we had Evolve, if we had a way to draw anything, we don't need to devolve right now. We probably want to save that. We're going to hit this here. Okay. Yeah, and then we're just going to go face again. Our opponent hasn't done anything yet, so we don't need to react yet. We can just build a little board, and maybe these 1-drops will become 2-drops when we get Evolve. Or they'll get attacked with double Maelstrom Portal. Okay, all right. Well, now we don't have a board anymore, but we do have Dungeoneer. So I can play Dungeoneer here, and we can maybe get Evolve. We did. We got Evolve. We got Kindling Elemental, which, remember, we played one before, so now this costs 0. So let's do some math here. Let's try to do some math. We need 4 mana. We need 3 more mana. We have it. So we're going to do it. We're going to play it this turn. Because this costs 0, let's just play this anyway. We'll play this. And then we'll play this, which is going to give us 4 mana. So now we can play Desert Hair. Oh, hey, welcome, Dirty. Happy to have you here. And then we can play Evolve. Now, next turn, we'll only have 3 mana instead of 5. Now, we're going to look at this. That's kind of fun. That's a fine, not a great 2. This is a bad 4. So we are going to do that. That's not great. And this is, well, we don't have that. We don't have any taunt. 2-4, not great either. This is a bad 5, but we tried to improve it. Oh, okay, they got Muckmorpher. All right, now they have a Colossus, and when this dies, it will become a 7/7, and then it will. Okay, so this is what our opponent's doing. They're just trying to make giant 7/7s. Here's the problem with that. The problem with that is we have Devolve, and so this 4/4 is not gonna. It's not gonna do that. This now 5/4. Unfortunately, our opponent doesn't get to do that, and it's rude, but we're doing this. Now they have a 4/12. Now, is a 4/12 better? In some ways, for destroying our minions, it certainly is better. But is it going to suddenly be a ton of 7/7s with taunt? No, it is not. So then we can just hit their face. There was a thought that because we had this, we could have ended up with 3 2/3s, which would have been pretty good. There is a thought to do that, but getting that off the board, allowing it to not be there, I think overall is for the best. Even though it's a 412, which is bad luck. Okay, and then our board does get cleared, which sucks. Although now, that's fucking rad as hell. Check that shit out. We got Elise Starseeker. We're gonna shuffle a map. We're gonna get a bunch of legendaries if we draw the map. Um, I mean, we're gonna play Elise. We got Elise Starseeker. I got a I got a map to the Golden Monkeys now in my deck. That's weird. And then we're going to Lightning Bloom to give us 4 mana. Next turn, we'll only have 5 mana instead of 7, but now we have some defensive tools. That was weird in a way that I really think is fun. All right. Got some spells here. Hopefully they won't really hurt us. They could. Okay. Not terrible. We've lost our board here. We got Devolve. So we are going to take an easy shot at this. And we are going to Devolve. That's a 7/7 that is going to give our opponent Arcane Missiles. We're not doing great with the Devolves. They're really not swinging the way we would like them to swing. And now let's pull our other Evolve and Custodian. So if this board stays, we can play Custodian and then get a weapon. If it doesn't, which it probably won't, maybe we can build a board and get an Evolve. Okay, they got Eureka. Ooh, that's a great card to get with Eureka. Dang, okay, our opponent is building a big board before we can. Yeah, they're getting a big board. Ooh, but we got Doppelgangster, which is good. So, let us kill some light minions. Put this in here. Play this, which will give us a weapon for next turn. We're going to evolve. And yeah, ooh, hell yeah, check that shit out. Now, all these minions have rush, and then we can just do this. Get rid of your 10/10. Get rid of your 5/5. Get rid of your 7/7. Now, can our opponent play some of those missiles and hurt our board? Sure they can. But some of this will live, I think. That's not... Oh, that's going to get our next Desert Hare. If this dies and we get a Desert Hare, then we can play that with Knuckles next turn, and that's good. So, oop, okay. Yep, there we go. So next turn, we'll have a pretty okay turn, although we are losing health quite badly. But we can also rush those if our opponent did build a board, which it doesn't look like they are. We took a lot of damage here, so I'm hoping we get some taunt or we get some healing minions. That would be great. So we're going to play Knuckles. We're going to play our Hares. We're going to save Rush for a later turn. And we're going to take a swing. And I'm hoping we get some defense. We did not get any defense, but we did get lifesteal, which will be great. So hopefully our opponent can't do 8 damage to us right now. They certainly could, but we're hoping that they don't. We're hoping, kind of hoping against hope. Yeah, we're definitely like, ooh, it would be great if you didn't have heal here. Oh, they have devolve. Okay. Well, what does that one do? I don't even know what that does. Friendly beast attacks. Summon a beast from your deck that cost 1 less. We have this is our beast, so that's not going to work. That's just good. That's not great for us. And after a friendly minion attacks and survives, get +1/+1. Okay, well that's not good either. So I'm going to say right off the bat, we're not looking great here, but the real problem is that we need to take 7 damage right now to maybe win. We're not going to win. It's okay that we don't. But we are going to take 7 damage here to maybe make a board the sticks that has lifesteal. This is bad. We did not get lifesteal. We can clear, partially clear, so we're going to do that anyway because who cares? And then we're going to concede, and it's fine. This is just kind of like, hey, I want to do this. It's cool. And then we're just going to concede because we have 1 health left, and it's fine. It's okay. We lost. We took that last final gamble because why not? We knew we weren't going to win there. We went for it. Okay, so we lost. We're now down at gold 5. We played 1 game of Shaman. And that's okay. Honestly, that went longer than it probably should have for considering what our deck does. Our deck is not a late game deck. Our deck is, oh, we built the board, and then on turn like 5, we made a huge swing. That's what our deck's supposed to do. And our opponent either destroys us immediately after that, clears our board, and we're like, okay, we can't build a new board, or they're just like, I don't know what to do here, and we win. So we didn't do either of those things. We just kind of eked along. We did make some cool boards. We just didn't get to keep those cool boards. Okay, so we're keeping Evolve because having Evolve is great. We're going to keep Cage Match Custodian because having the weapon is good. We could, if this was another card, this was like a 4 cost or a 5 cost or something, we would definitely get rid of it, mulligan it, try because we're looking for Desert Hare. But we're going to keep Cage Match Custodian because we can play it on turn 2. And we got Kindling, so we play this on turn 1, and this is only going to cost 1 mana, which is fun. And we got Mutate. We can always use Mutate. Mutate is usually the get out of jail free card, like we evolved into something we don't want. But you can also use it to just make your board a little bit more enticing or a little bit more of a target. But I generally recommend using Mutate to be like, oh, I evolved and I got something that I don't want on the board. So we'll see what our hunter does. Other than nothing, our hunter isn't doing anything. Hey, I'm going to say this right now, folks. I've said this before and I'll say it again. A free win is a win. If our opponent can't play the game or won't play the game and we win that way, that's fine. I will take that win. I'll take that win any day. Okay, awesome. So we know what our turn 4 is going to be. So we can wait and play this on turn 3 because we don't know what we're going to do on turn 3. So we're just going to play, we're just going to do this. Right now we are living till turn 4 and maybe our opponent will suddenly start playing. But if we beat Joby by this, that's fine. I will take a victory. I will take a hollow victory any day of the week. A win is a win. Is a win. So we're going to play this, get a weapon for turn 5. Not that I think we're getting turn 5, but also our opponent can come back at any point. So let's do that. Maybe our opponent will suddenly connect and play. Maybe they're playing on a cellular on their phone. They clicked next game and then they went to get a drink of water and didn't realize the game had started. But yeah, we're going to win this by default in a moment. But let's at least play out our hand, get our damage in, and oh yeah. This board is not particularly great. Oh, but we can get those in our hand there. We can buff minions in our hand. Not that we have any minions in our hand, because we just play them all. This 5/6 pretty good there. But yeah. Not that any of this is going to stay in our hand, because, well, one, we're going to win at some point soon. We're just going to do, and then... See, this deck is fantastic when your opponent isn't playing. This deck rules. Look at that 4/1. We don't want that. Boom. Now we got a 6/6. Hell yeah. That's what we want. This card looks so rad. I've never played it. Your opponent plays a minion, you summon a 1/1 copy of it. No one plays Holomancer, but look how dope that art is. It's got a mech in there. And a cool... Just rad. This is rad. Victory! It's our first win. We got my first win of the night. One win. Great. We're back to gold 4. We did it. We did it, everybody. That was our second game of the night. We are 50%. Got one win, one loss. I say, fine. Hopefully our next opponent plays the game. It is one of those things where you're like, well, we're not going to see evolve for the next 5 games because we just got basically a good hand, and our opponent probably could have cleared some of what we were doing, but not all of it. So we would have been okay. We did also get that Primal Dungeoneer, so we would have had some reload. Okay, we got evolve. Now, some people would say, Pat, you want to keep Doppelgangster. But I'm not thinking about turn 6. I'm thinking about turn 4. So we're going to put Doppelgangster back. We're going to put Broomstick back. We're looking for... Killing Elemental is great. A second Killing Elemental, not great. But we can also play both of them turn 1. So we're honestly hoping that next turn we get Desert Hare so we can do this. But the next Cage Match Custodian we play will cost 1, which is fine. And right now we have 2 1/2s on the board, which is a start. All right, was our opponent coining? Okay. Oh, great. Our opponent has Crab Rider. Our opponent has Murlocs. That's not the best. So we're going to play this. We could evolve this board, but then what do we do on turn 3? But what are we really doing on turn 3? And on turn 3, we technically could Lightning Bloom our Knuckles. So we're not going to evolve here. We're just going to use the mana up. Because we have the Lightning Bloom, we could technically do that next turn, but we kind of need a board, which it doesn't look like we're getting. Because our opponent, I should say, is playing Murloc Shaman. Well, we don't have much of a board. But I still think this is the play. Because we are going to take Murlocs off the board. That 3-1 is a bummer. That 3-1 is definitely a bummer because our opponent can clear it easily in various ways. Now we have to build a board before we swing again. We got to get something going because our opponent has a lot of low-cost Murlocs, which is a shame. Now we got a Murloc. Hey, we got a card we can play. Ooh, okay. So we only have 2 mana. Now we have 4 mana. We can evolve this again if we want to. We're first going to do this, because we got to do that. We can get rid of this 3-2. And let's use our mana. Boom. Now we got a 4-6. And we got a 5-5. That's pretty good. Well, again, I think what we're going to have, we're not going to have much mana next turn. But that's okay. We do have a 2-1 with charge. So we have used up a lot of resources, and our opponent has a whole lot of available resources. They just have so many resources. So we are going to try to get some more resources. Now mutate, and ooh, I can show you something cool. So this 4-6. After you cast a spell on another friendly minion, you cast a spell on this one. So check this shit out. This shit is pretty cool. So we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to mutate this 5-4. And we'll also mutate that. That's pretty cool, right? And now we got a 4-5 with taunt. And when it dies, we get a 0-5 with taunt. But we also could evolve it next turn because we can draw our other weapon. Oh, never mind. These are now Murlocs. We got some Murlocs. We had some Murlocs. Oh, nope. Gonna just do damage. Okay. I mean, you can just do damage if you want. Okay, so if we play this, we get a weapon, which we can't use because we don't have enough mana. We needed 7 mana to do that. But we can do this. We can do this. And while our opponent is interested in going face, we're not as interested in going face. We'd rather build a board because next turn we want to play Knuckles and we want to evolve all of this. And then the following turn we can play Doppelgangster and evolve that too. Oh, our opponent doesn't have any cards they wanted to play there. They're probably looking to build their board up some. We're going to take advantage of that. Or our opponent is looking for us to spend more resources, which we are going to spend more resources. And that even has charge and lifesteal. We got 2 cards that have lifesteal. This, when you draw a minion, you add a copy to your hand, which is great. And this is at the start of your turn, you deal 2 damage to this minion, which is fine because that's not going to stick around too long because we have another swing of our weapon, and we have Doppelgangster. Okay, our opponent just is quitting, which is fine. It's fine. We're not gonna stick around here. I think that we just kept clearing our opponent's board, and they must have had buffs, or at a certain point they were just tired of it not going their way, and they didn't quit. They didn't rage quit, but they just stopped playing cards or even playing their hero power, which is weird. And hey, that's another win, and now we're in gold 3. We're on our way. But we've got 2 wins, 1 loss, which is, not too bad. I'm going to retweet my tweet. Let's see if we can, maybe if more people want to come, maybe more people want to come and hang out. I mean, they're under no obligation to do so, but maybe they want to come hang out while I play Hearthstone. I don't know. If not, that's okay. As I said, Wednesday nights, this is just, look, I just want to play Hearthstone, hang out. You got any Hearthstone questions, feel free. If you got comments about new anime that came out this season, let me know. I'll be talking about them tomorrow. I still haven't watched the first episode of Season 2 of Dragon Maid because I wanted to see, I'm going to do a full clear. I wanted to see what the new anime was like before I watched the new season of an anime I know I like. Ooh, got Cage Match Custodian, that's good. Creeper, you would say, Pat, having Creeper early, that sucks. Well, no, because it'll be cheaper the more minions that die. Either side. So actually having that early is not too bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. So now we're looking to build a board, to evolve that board. We also going to have, now we have both custodians. We'll play this one to be like, oh, we just got this. Ooh, trickery. Ooh, we top deck this and we'll play it. So we want to build a board, and if we can prevent our opponent from making a board, that's probably good too. Although now I don't know what our opponent's playing here. So I actually don't know what's up, but why don't we draw their weapon and maintain our board presence. Now we have 2 2/2s. We did a little damage. We're knocking this down. Look, we make the turn 5. We swing with a weapon. We buff we build up some new minions. That sounds great. If we top deck Desert Hare, we can play it with Evolve. If we get Primal Dungeoneering, maybe we'll play that too. Wand Maker, okay. I don't know what deck this is, but also it's not a deck I recognize, and that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad time or a big deal. I said a bad deal, which is true, but not what I was looking for. Okay. Now our opponent's deciding. Okay, they're going to play a Paladin secret. All right. Well, my hope is that of all of these secrets, that it is not Omayok, which would be bad in the future. But we can test for Omayok by playing Mutate here. But first, we're going to play. We're going to do this. Okay. We're going to do this. Okay. We're going to do this. Okay. Now we're going to test right now to see if this is. Next turn, we're going to do that because we want to do it with Evolve. We don't want to do it, find out it was, and then see them play another secret. So we're going to leave this for now. And next turn, we're going to play Mutate before we play Evolve. Or we'll just swing with a weapon and ignore that secret altogether. Um, I mean, it could be, it could be any of these. We've narrowed it down somewhat, but not much. Okay, broomstick. Our opponent is going to try to clear our board some, which is making this cheaper, which is great. Uh, okay. Got devolve. That's not really going to help us. We can kill this, which makes this cost 1, which is cool. Um, but let's do that just cause. That only costs 1, but we would need 6 to play it and swing it. We're going to do this. We're going to have 2 minions on the board here. That's pretty good. Now this costs 0, and we can play it next turn and evolve it. If our board gets cleared, we can always mutate this and make it an 8-drop, which is cool. We still have evolve. We still have another Knuckles in case they have weapon clear. They do have another Paladin secret, so that's not the best. Now we have to test for a lot of Paladin secrets. We're not going to clear that. We're going to clear that with a weapon. Okay, so first we'll do this. Okay, then we'll do this. We will do this. Okay, that will help us in later. That's pretty good right now. We'll play this. We'll play this. We're going to... Oh, okay. It was wisdom. One of them was wisdom. Okay, but we still have to test for... we still have to test, so we're going to try mutate. It was Omayag. Okay, one of them was Omayag, and now what are we getting? So instead of mutate, we're going to shifting scroll. So nothing happened. No mana was spent, nothing happened. It was fine. Glorious, yeah. Glorious, yeah, sure. Okay, we evolved that, and then, oh, that 8-1 is terrible, so none of these are bad, including the 9-9 is actually great. Did you see that for a second that we had, oh, your hand is full. Oh no, your getaway Kodo. We had an 8-1 there. That's what's called a bad evolve. That's why you keep things around like that. Okay, now our opponent is going to get a board clear. They're going to clear 3 of our minions right now. Yep. 3 of our minions just died, which is obviously bad. Now, if we had evolved right now, we could play that with this. We can't, so we're going to swing our weapon. We're going to clear this. We're going to clear that. I could have taken damage. I didn't want to take damage, so instead... We were 1 mana away from being able to play that. If we had 8 mana, we could have Lightning Bloomed and done both. We couldn't. Hey, look, we got Wind Fury, and we got a 3/9 taunt, which is great. The 1/2 isn't particularly wonderful, but whatever. And we can follow that up with Doppelgangster, and we're gonna have a big old board. We can devolve to get through stuff. Hopefully, well, no, this should all be okay. That's not great, but it's not, not terrible. I mean, our opponent really didn't do much, which is pretty awesome for us. I don't even care about, I definitely don't care about that. Oh, we got Desert Hair. We can do both. So we're going to swing. Swing. We're taking them down to 1, but maybe one of these minions is going to have is going to have charge. There are not a lot of minions that have charge. Does one of these have charge? No. They're pretty great though. Whenever your hero's healed, you deal that to a random enemy minion. Well, we don't have any healing in here, but oh, it was competitive spirit. Cool. We also have a 4/10, so I think we win. Hey, we could not win, but Paladin has combo board clears, and none of these have death rattles. So it is possible. If they clear the board, we are hosed. But I don't think we lost. Is our opponent rage quitting? Is Big L rage quitting? No, Big L is not rage quitting. Big L is like, I don't know, I'm gonna make something impossible happen here. I'm just slowly deciding if I've lost or not. We took you down to 1 health. Wind Fury. Okay. Draw a card. Okay. And Dirty Rat. Nothing. Cool. And then your hero power is free. Okay. Cool. That's called playing your outs, kind of? Okay, you got your coin too, so what else are you going to do? A 1-1 taunt. Cool. I mean, I feel like we're just gonna devolve that. Just win. Hey, we got an achievement. That's fun. We got ladder grinder. I don't know what that achievement is. We'll take a look at that. We're up to gold 1. We are so close to moving up. We are now 3 wins, 1 loss. That is pretty cool for the night. Let's go and yeah, so we're trying to do that. Let's see. There's a whole quest system. Okay, I've won. I have won over the lifetime of Hearthstone. 2,500 games in ranked. Pretty neat. The next goal is 5,000, which will not be. I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb and say I'm not hitting that tonight. But it's cool. Yeah, so there's achievements. You get stuff. You unlock. Right now, I have done so well in this season because we're getting towards the end of the season that I have run out of stuff. So now every time I level up, I just get gold. You can see, or you can't see. I got a bunch of gold right now. I'm sitting on a lot of gold, which I will use to buy packs of when the new expansion comes out. So I will buy new packs. Right now, I'm just waiting until because I can open these, but I'm just waiting um, to complete all of my current quests so that I get uh, even more packs to open because I want to open them all at once. See, if you open them all at once, we'll just increase our chances of getting a golden card or getting a legendary, but also golden. We're going to keep playing Shaman. I think actually, right now we're in the sweet spot. The top of gold at this time of night seems to be we're doing okay. Once we rank up, things could change. Anyway, we beat a Murloc deck, and I feel real good about that. Before we beat Murloc Shaman. That's pretty cool. We also beat I don't know what kind of like, was that mid range Paladin? I don't know what that was. Okay, so we'll see. Um, So we're gonna. This is odd. We're gonna keep Chain Gang because we know we're gonna get a weapon. So if we play Chain Gang on 4, on 5 we can swing with a weapon, and hopefully we'll be able to have some sort of board on turn 4. So we are gonna keep that based on the cards we have. We also have Custodian, so we can play that on 3 and just get another weapon. Um, okay, never mind. Bull over there. That counts. Bull over there just decided they did not want to play us. They were a shaman and they did not want to play a shaman. Again, we take these victories. We take it no problem. And now, check this shit out. We did it. Platinum 9. Can I get some emotes in the chat if you are a subscriber or emotes of any sort? We are now Platinum 9. We're not even Platinum 10. We hit Platinum rank. Hell yeah. We're on our way. Then we got to get to Diamond. We're not getting to Diamond tonight, but we're going to play. We're going to play it. And I get a reward at the end. I'm going to get some cards. Hell yeah. We have hit 4 wins, 1 loss. Pretty great. So let's keep playing. The goal right now is 5 wins, 1 loss. Maybe, honestly, I do want to play. I mean, like I said, I will take a hollow victory, but I do like to, occasionally get a victory. I'm gonna, pardon me. Went out to dinner tonight with the family. Got myself a pulled pork sandwich. It was very good. Okay, so because we have Custodian, we don't need Knuckles, Desert Hair, so we're looking for Evolve. You know how this deck works. We got Lightning Bloom, so we can cheat out some stuff if we want to cheat out some stuff, which is cool. Um, on turn 2, we could play Desert Hair. We could play Lightning Bloom, Desert Hair, Evolve if we top deck Evolve or get it on turn 2. Custodian we can play on turn 2 there, which is great. Kindling Elemental will play right now because that'll make this cost 1, which is cool. And if we have something else that we want to play on turn 2, we can do that. Um, Theoretically, we play this on turn 2, and on turn 3, we could cheat out our Lightning Bloom. I don't know necessarily why we would do that, but we could do that. Then we only have 2 mana turn 4. What's our follow-up? Okay, okay, now we have Lightning Bloom. We're doing this. We get our weapon. Next turn we could get wild with it. Not saying we will get wild with it, but we could. Our opponent so far hasn't done anything, which is great for us. We got Kindling again. Yeah, I think we're just going to play this here. Yeah, we're just going to build us a board, knowing that at any point we can cheat out a Knuckles, or we can take a big swing and go real big with it if we want. Okay, what's our opponent going to do here? They're going to play Overgrowth. Okay, so our opponent probably is a Star Aligner combo deck, which I don't want to deal with. So I would like to take our opponent downtown and completely out. So let's see. We need 8 mana. We can get 8 mana. Next turn, we're not going to have much mana, but it's okay. So now we have 6 mana. Now we have 8 mana. Now we have a bunch of minions on the board. We've done a bunch of damage. And now we have a full board of a bunch of friends. This cannot attack, but now when your opponent casts a spell, our minions get bigger, which is weird for this deck. This is dormant, which is not great. This taunt is good. This taunt's very good. But yeah, next turn, we are going to have 2 mana instead of 6. But we got a big old board of nonsense. This is kind of fun. Now our opponent is going to react to this because they have 6 mana they can use. But I think, well played, okay. I think our opponent is, okay, yeah. Juicy Psych Melon, okay. So they got some big minions. Okay, so our opponent is Big Minion Druid. So they are just trying to increase their mana to play big minions, which is cool. So we did the right thing, which was build a big ass board to fight them. Which we do have. We have a big ass board. We're going to do a lot of damage this turn, and then we're going to evolve the whole board anyway. I like that this card that can't attack also buffs itself because it makes it harder. It's not a good card, especially for 4 mana, but it is a fun idea. Okay, good. So we got some follow up here. Oh, I'm sorry. I did the math wrong. We have 1 mana. But we're going to do a ton of damage. We're going to build an even bigger board than we have. Oh, wait, no, we have lethal. Never mind, we have lethal. I didn't count. I didn't even count. I forgot because of the buffs we just had lethal there, and now we won. The gamble paid off because our opponent couldn't clear our board. And so they didn't have anything. They couldn't do anything. So we're at we're Diamond 8. And yeah, now we're going to keep playing. Boy, I kind of wish there were more friends here for what is turning out to be one of the best streams I've ever had of Hearthstone. It's okay. It's fine. Like I said, I knew going into when I stream Hearthstone, it is not my most watched of the streams, and that's fine. Um, but this is very fun. Okay, so we don't need 2 evolves. So now we are. So this is the greedy play. If we had if we had Desert Hares, one of these are Desert Hare, obviously we keep that so we can cheat it out. We don't have that. We're not going to be that greedy because we're playing Priest. So, um, here's the thing with Priest. I don't know what kind of Priest we're playing here. If we're playing Quest Priest, okay. If we're playing Big Priest, if we're playing Res Priest, we lose. And that's fine. Look, we haven't faced mage at all tonight, which is incredible, and this is our first priest, which is also incredible. So I will take it. If this is the point where we start losing to priest, that's fine. Um, yeah. Horde pillager we haven't seen much tonight, and that's been good because you don't really want to draw a horde pillager until you've played a weapon and it's been destroyed to get it back. It feels bad to play a 4-drop 4/2. That battle cry doesn't work. Now our opponent is not there, which is the best outcome for priest. Oh no, okay. Okay, well this is also not a bad outcome. This is um quest priest. We can theoretically it's the healing quest one. We theoretically can mow this. We can build a big board, take a bunch of swings, and take this priest down. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but we theoretically could do it. We do need better draws. We really need to draw one of our desert hares so we can play it on turn 3 with the coin. Uh, we don't have that. We got the other evolve. Why do we keep doing that? So we're not going to swing here because then they heal. And I don't want them to do that. We're just going to try to build a board. We're hoping that we draw desert hare very soon. Um, so that we can, you know, make big swings. We will attack at some point, but we'll hit them for a lot. All right, now our opponent hasn't been able to do anything. There's desert hare. Great. Now we can. You know what? Yeah, let's just swing 2. Let's give them something to do next turn because we're doing a big turn. Let's give them growing strong. Hey, we got a new achievement, growing strong. We got a 1/2 with taunt. That's fine. This is a fun friend. If we just hit our hero power, each of us takes 4 damage. This is useless. This is this is nice because they can't be targeted. Um, all right, our opponent did not have anything to do there. So even though they've completed some of their quest, we're doing a ton of damage. We're just going to do a ton of damage here. And unfortunately, um, because of this, we can't evolve Desert Beast. Like, we literally can't. So we're going to play this into an empty board, which sucks. We could have hero power to do 4 damage to them, but then we would have taken 4 damage. And I don't want to take damage against a priest. So we do, unfortunately, we could have played this. We got Mass Hysteria, but we have something to do next turn, which is fine. Okay, that's the best hit possible. It's a board clear. I mean, we were pretty much expecting a board clear, but now we can do a big turn. We have the ability to do a big old turn. Hell yeah! We got a 3/5. What do we call it? Spell holy spell. We don't have any holy spells. That's fine. An 8/8 is great there. That's awesome to have. This 3/1. We'll get some 1/1s. Okay, sure. And a 5/10. Not that our opponent is putting a big minion on the board. You know, they're not putting a big charge minion on the board. Uh, they're looking to heal a bunch. And did they rage quit? Did they rage quit, folks? Did they hit escape and quit? No, they did not. Okay. Did they hit us? I don't think we've had some quitters. We've had quitters, but we did have the shaman who just was hitting end turn and not doing anything instead of rage quitting. It was like soft rage quit where they didn't concede, but they didn't stop. Okay, so our opponent did some big heals, built our board up a little bit, which is nice, and then got rid of our board. So they just took their time to, and then Wave of Apathy. Great. So, um, honestly, the best case scenario there for us would have been to get uh, Knuckles or Cage Match Custodian. We didn't get either of them. We're going to draw some cards from our deck here. We got Lightning Bloom. We got Custodian. Great. So next turn, we can swing a weapon because now we've drawn that weapon. So for this turn, we are going to do some damage. I actually want this to stay what it is as a 5/7. And this will most likely make this a 9-drop that is an 8/8. But it's got its health back, which sounds great. And then these are going to heal a little bit anyway. So I'll take that. We don't have any holy spells. So this doesn't really matter. Okay, now they're all back in our deck, which is a bummer. Certainly. And we drew Mutate, which is our worst draw, because now we have a weapon that we can't use. So that's rough. And then we got a bunch of random cards, and hopefully, and also it completely breaks our deck tracker. So I don't, yeah, I don't like this. But we need to keep pressure on because the longer this game goes, the better it is for our opponent and the worse it is for us. Because our opponent has lots of cool cards they want to play that cost a lot of mana, and we don't have any cards in our hand. So we're keeping the pressure on, even if it means only having 6 mana next turn. We have to keep up the pressure. Well, that sucks. We are not keeping up the pressure. One would hope that Primal Dungeoneer lets us draw something. It's not great, but it... Okay, we got Devolve. Got Cage Match Custodian. We're going to play that. It means next turn we get our other Knuckles. Maybe we'll draw a card that works well with that Knuckles. But we're now going to try to cheat out a board. That lives for most things. We're going to keep it for now. We're saving our Mutate for something like really terrible. That's honestly an okay 3/3. It's not a great 3/3. That sucks. We're probably going to hit Devolve on that. Both of these. Yeah, I think we got to Devolve that. We got to Devolve it. See what we get. Great. Especially that. That is a great 3-drop. That's an okay card there. That would be 8 mana, which we don't have. So we're going to have to play this here because we have to try to keep momentum going. Gotta try to keep the momentum going. Also, let's get some damage in. Just keep some damage in, see what we get. Yeah, we're just going to hit you for as much damage as possible. Let's see. That's an okay, not a great 2-drop. That's not a great 4-drop. Let's see what we got. That's pretty good. It's pretty okay. 3/7. Our opponent needs to heal a lot and clear our board because they have to heal and clear because we have 3 attack. So that's a pretty good position to put in. That's a heal. Our opponent, the priest, has a lot of healing. So yeah, the person playing the priest character completed their quests. Is going to what? What? Oh, because they have they have Scream. I was like, why would they not clear our board? Well, this is great. This is probably the best outcome. That's probably the best draw possible. Because now we just do this. We do that. We do that. And then we see... Do we have... No. We don't have any... That's cool. That's not bad. We're going to get a demon in our hand. That's kind of cool. That was good. That was good. I think that was decent. And hey, well, we got a 10 cost demon that's an 8/8. It costs 1 less for every friendly demon in your hand. Oh, and our opponent drew cloning gallery, but it's okay. So that's gonna heal everything. That's gonna kill something on the board. So we got to put some friends on the board first. Uh, Gotta get rid of that. Yep, get yourself 8 health. That's fine. That's gotta go. Mm, we're gonna get rid of that. We'll just clear our friend there. That's gotta go. If we clear that, we gotta clear this. When this attacks and dies, something on our side of the board is gonna go. That's okay. This is going to put something else on the board. It's 5/5. That's not great. They play a spell, it goes there. Something comes back. We have now. We ran out of time. We got Void Ripper. We have run out of time here, probably. Um, yeah. Ooh, of course, it was the taunt. Of course, the taunt died. But yeah, we've probably run out of time here. Maybe this card won't pull anything great, and this card won't pull anything great, and we can fight through it, but probably not. We're probably done here. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, and that's probably going to be. Oh, that one, the one that heals everything. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now, a Devolve could theoretically get rid of this board in a way that would be awesome for us, but probably not. Probably just going to have to try to clear as much of this as we can, which I don't know if we're going to be able to do. We can Void Ripper at some point, but I don't know if that's going to help us. Okay, and that made it a 4/4. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And you're going to Shadow Vision. So, of course, you got the 4/8. Of course, you did. And 5/5's not bad. That's actually pretty good. We could get a Jade. We could Void Ripper. I don't know why we would Void Ripper. Okay, so we lost this. We let it go too long. Our opponent got to play Zeke's cloning gallery or whatever it's called. The cloning gallery did cause us to lose, so we will concede because we're not gonna rage quit or anything like that because we're not raging. We did lose. We kept building a board. They kept clearing our board, or of course, using Psychic Scream to remove our board and give it back to us. We kept playing to our outs, trying our best, and we lost. It's our second loss of the night. Out of We got 5 wins, 2 losses. I'm totally okay with that, and we'll go back in it. We'll keep going. I will play one Paladin game tonight. I will play Paladin before we're done because my Paladin deck is fun and I like it. But um, we're having more success than failure with Shaman, so five wins, 2 losses feels pretty good. Just checking out here. Okay. We don't want any of these cards. All right. This is not a good hand. I mean, I don't have a lot of commentary for you on this, folks. This is not a good hand. If you were asking me about a good hand, it would not be this, where I have nothing to play on turn 1, and I don't know what I'm playing on turn 2 other than hero power. Turn 4 is going to be good. Okay, so our opponent is most likely playing an elemental deck. I don't think they're playing a. Okay. They also could be playing an evolve deck. I don't think they are, but I am going to hit him with a WoW, and I'm going to hit him with my own 2/2 Custodian. But they're most likely playing an evolve buff deck, which is fun. It's not as fun as my deck, but it is fun. But they have played 2 cards that we have. So we'll see what they play here on turn 2. We've got a good turn 4 and a good turn 5. We don't have a good turn 3 right now. Okay, yeah, so they're not playing Yeah. They're definitely not playing our deck. Um, and they're also going face, which is rude. It's just rude, honestly. So we could devolve them. I don't know what that's gonna solve. I'd rather do this. That's cool. And do this. That's not cool. That's not great. It's gonna have rush when it comes to wake, but that's fine. We'll just do that. We kind of affected their board. They have to kind of clear our board. We have two threes to play next turn, which is good. And then on turn 5, we have our knuckles, our weapon. So it's not great, but it's okay. All right. Yeah, our opponent has some of the cards that we have. They don't have all of them. You're gonna, yeah. You gotta clear. They gotta figure because I'm playing mutate that I'm an evolved deck because that would be the smart thing for them to assume is that we're an evolved deck. But we are going to play our outs. We're going to play, not our outs, we're going to play the cards that we should be playing, which is, do I think either of these are going to survive? No, but this will. We'll definitely be able to evolve that, and we'll be able to use it with Rush. So obviously our opponent can clear both of these already without playing anything. So, okay. Are you going to clear it? Or are you going to let it live? You are going to clear it. Okay. I mean, that's the wise call. They know we played. They know we played Custodian, so Cage Match Custodian. So they know that we have this, and we're going to play it. Cool. We just did a bunch of damage there. Now, what do we have a follow up? Well, we've got Dungeoneer next turn, which is good. Our opponent is now overloading, which they should do. That's a great 3-drop. That's a really good 3-drop for them. They're going to reducing the cost. They're going to do a bunch of damage to us. That sucks. We're probably going to have to devolve that. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to devolve that. And we want to devolve these too. So actually, this is a great turn to devolve. They only got to use it once, which is awesome for us. We're going to devolve this. Get out of here. Ooh, that's great. When we swing into that, we're going to deal damage. That's cool. We'll take the damage. We don't care. It's going to clear their board. And we'll play this, which makes this cost 1 next turn. So we'll get some reload. This is going to be free, just about. So we take some damage. Do we wish this had more health? Sure we do, but it's okay. So now this costs 2, so we can play. This will probably be free because I imagine our opponent will clear both of these things. It looks like. Yep. Oh, and they got. I mean that's cool. If they have a minion in their hand, it's going to be really cheap. But also they don't get to play that minion. So they went face, which is a choice they could have made, which they did make. To be fair. So we're going to hit him in the face here. We're going to hit this. We're going to hit this. We've got Pillager to get our Knuckles back in the future. And somehow, against an incredibly aggressive Shaman deck, we got a real great board. We got a real great board against a burn you out. Yep, and the Shaman knows. Against a burn you out Shaman, we have defeated them. That absolutely owns. Part of that definitely was having a dormant minion and letting that have something to evolve. We're at Platinum 7, y'all. We have 6 wins and 2 losses in Shaman. Let's switch over. Let's play Time to Do Duel, just because it's my Paladin duel deck. I love it. It's not good, but I love it. So let's play it, because why not? Why not, right? Let's go for it. We're playing against a warrior. That's not great. Okay, so we keep first aid school so that we have something to play on turn one, which is neat. We don't want these in our deck. We want to pull them with duel, but we want to save duel. So now we just have to survive to turn four so we can coin duel. Or we can coin Vol'jin. If we have a big minion, we also have commencement and we can play duel on five. Here's what happens. If we on turn four have minions on the board, we will coin Vol'jin. If we do not have minions on the board, we will coin duel. Also, we don't have a minion in the hand, it doesn't make sense to use Vol'jin, which occasionally happens. Uh, when you really want a Vol'jin, you don't have any minions in your hand or minions on the board. We got both our duels. We're doing great here. Okay, so we're going to play those on turn two. After this damages a minion, turn into an infectious spore. It's pretty great. And this is a 1-1. It's not great. Our opponent is getting rush minions, which in our shaman deck would be a bummer because then they can rush into us. But against this deck, isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not great, but it's not the worst thing. We got Call to Adventure that could guarantee us a minion because right now we don't have any minions to Vol'jin. So we might play that turn three to give us an 8/8, which will become a 10/10, which we then can Vol'jin. Okay, our opponent's not playing their rush minions. So let's get a minion. Do a little damage. So if we have minions on the board next turn, we will coin Vol'jin. If we don't, we'll just coin duel. Because playing a 3/6 and then also a 10/10 is pretty great. So it looks like we're going to have Yep, we are. We got a 1/1 on the board. So we'll take the damage with a 1/1. We will coin. We will Vol'jin, which gives us a 3/6 and a 10/10. And then if we manage to have 6 minions on the board in the future, we can play that and get a 5/5. But I don't imagine we will. We won't build that big of a board. But now we have duels. We can duel, and then commencement. Pretty good. It's pretty okay. All right. Our opponent is upgrading their rush minions. Okay, and they're going to frenzy that and draw a card. We have lost a minion on the board, which is, not the best. Now, obviously, we're going to want to get rid of that, but we want to duel first, hoping that the frenzied minion, hoping that we don't pull a frenzied minion. But let's duel first, see what we get. Great, we did get a 4/5 there, but it doesn't matter because it died, so the frenzy effect doesn't happen. This is going to become a 7/7, so we are going to clear this off. When it dies, we'll still have a taunt 7/7, so that's a great pull. We couldn't go face, which is a shame. We didn't get to go 10 to the face, but our opponent's about to take 7 there. Draw a card, and we still have a 7/7 with taunt and a 10/4. Which also we could give lifesteal next turn. But we're probably going to duel again. Because it worked out pretty okay here. Okay, again, our opponent is upgrading their minions. And, okay, they got a 7/7. That is a shame. Why did you do that? Okay, well, you drew a card. That makes sense. Well, now we get to, before we do anything, we do want to duel first. Great. Goodbye. Sorry about that. What was that? That was a troublemaker. End of your turn, you summon 2 3/3 ruffians. Our opponent probably definitely wanted that. And why not? Let's put a 1/1 out there. I don't think this deck has Brawl. Cue them playing Brawl, but I don't think they do. Okay, they got Rush. So they can attack something. They're probably going to attack my 10/4. Maybe they'll attack the 1/1. I don't know. We're going to play Commencement next, too. That gives them a taunt and a weapon. They attack the 10/4. What do we get? We get a 7/6. Pretty okay 7 drop. And then they can get rid of our 1/1. But sure, that card's never going to get buffed now. And, wow, they just took 9. Why would they take 9? Okay, so the fun play is to play commencement because that draws a card. But we have lethal because we drew the weapon. We're not gonna weapon lethal. We're gonna consecration lethal. Our opponent definitely. I mean they yeah. I mean they couldn't heal or armor out of that, so they did have to take the swing and hope we didn't have any way of defeating them. That sucks because I did want to play commencement. But anyway, we won. We've lost 2 games, so that's pretty good. Um, let's go back to Shaman because let's just go back to Shaman. I showed you the Paladin deck. I did want to show you the Paladin deck, so that's good. We'll just one win with Paladin, but I'd rather keep playing the Shaman deck because I like Shaman. We'll see how this goes. Mhm. Okay. Ooh, this is good. What do we got here? Okay, so we don't need Devolve. Let's keep Dungeoneer because we do have some of our elementals, but we'll pull a nature and another elemental. Maybe we'll pull Evolve. Feel okay about that. We got animated broomstick, so maybe we can get some board presence here. We could elemental coin cage match, which I don't necessarily think we want to do. I'd rather coin Dungeoneer on turn 3 just to get some card draw on there, and then cage match custodian on turn 3 will cost 1. So that actually works out pretty good. Get the weapon going. I mean, who knows? Because Bob 12 Potato hasn't made a move yet. Bob 12 Potato needs to choose what Bob 12 Potato wants to do. Come on, Bob 12 Potato. There you go. Okay. Are we getting another hollow victory that we will take? Yes. I mean, maybe not. Maybe they will return. Anybody watching Games Done Quick this week? Anybody got anything they like to see? Um, I have not watched. I haven't watched anything yet. I want to. I want to check some stuff out. I just haven't had time. There's so much anime to watch. I mean, in a couple weeks out, there will be shows I won't be watching because I'll decide I didn't like it. But right now, I'm trying to watch like a lot of stuff. Uh, I had 3 shows to watch. I had to. I chose to watch 3 shows. Oh, we dropped some frames there, but it looks like we're back. Oh, and we got that. So that's great that we have Evolve. We're gonna hit this, and then we can do it on turn 3. We're hoping that we pull Desert Hair, but that's okay because we're gonna have Cage Match Custodian anyway, and also we're gonna win this game probably by default. But yeah, I need to check some stuff out with GDQ. They've been uploading stuff pretty regularly, which is great. Let's coin that. Let's play that. Because we know turn 3 we got Devolve and we got our other Cage Match Custodian. That's good. Because turn 3 we can play that and coin, but most likely we just won this game by default because our opponent has not connected. They either got disconnected or they got timed out and they didn't realize it, or they hit next game and got distracted because they're watching sports or something. I don't know, but stuff's going on with these people. So okay, so we're obviously hoping that we draw Desert Hair, but that's okay if we don't because, like I said, I think we just won this game the cheap way. But again, I'm not gonna disconnect. Oh, our opponent might be there. They might have just shown up because that didn't. We don't really have a great turn 4, so we're just gonna. Our opponent might be there because it looked like they ended their turn because it didn't look like the. Yeah, okay, so they're ending their turn. I wonder if they are just like if this is a bot. Most of the time, bots are armor class. They do armor. So I don't know. They might just be on play 10 games of Hunter and they don't care that they just lose all of them. That could be what's going on here. But they seem to be there because they're ending their turn. They're just not doing anything else. I mean, we win next turn anyway, so it's okay. I mean, there was a chance they could have cleared there, but no, we won. You got any anime recommendations for someone? Chaz asking, who's only seen Stein Gates and Code Geass and enjoyed both. Okay, um, so Steins Gate and Code Geass, and you enjoyed both. Well, if you enjoyed Code Geass, uh, that's okay. So action with mechs. I will say this: it's not necessarily similar because there's not like powers in it, but it is kind of brutal in some ways for Code Geass. So you might like if you like the okay. So here we go. Here we go. Chaz, if you like the mech parts of Code Geass, then I will recommend the best modern entry point to Gundam, which is Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans. It's Iron Dash Blooded Orphans. Came out around 2015 or so. It is the most modern, to me, best recent Gundam. It is a great entry point because it doesn't take it remembers the history of Gundam, but it's a different universe. So if you like the mech portions of Code Geass, that's a great place. That's a great place to like pull. That's one of my favorite Gundams of all time, and is a fantastic place to start. Because there's lots of sadness, and there is battles and cool mechs. Um, if you like Steins Gate and you liked the time travel mystery element of Steins Gate, there's a brand new anime out right now. It's a double length, so it's going to be 24 episodes, but I think they're on episode 13 or 14 right now. It's called Tokyo Revengers. So it's new and it's an ongoing series, like I said, so they're not done with the first season. But it's about a dude who um, has a lot of regrets, and he has a chance to go back in time to fix the mistakes of his past, which he tries to do, and is realizes just knowing what happened for 10 years in the future doesn't help him a lot. And so he's struggling to try to like fix it. And it's full of very cool characters, very interesting characters that you're like, ooh, do I actually dislike you? Because you're pretty awesome. I hope I'm supposed to like you. It's full of a lot of characters. It's full of its humor is actually surprisingly great. So that's Tokyo Revengers. If for Steins Gate, um, because yeah, like I said, it is a time travel story and full of like street toughs and like high school gangs, um, and in an odd amount of humor. And then for Code Geass, I would say Iron Blooded Orphans is like a great Gundam series. Trying to think if there's another one of like people. There's dime a dozen stories with characters who are overpowered. Thank you. We'll check out both of those. Anime is a new world for me, and it's overwhelming. Oh yeah, I mean, look, Chaz, there's so much stuff out there. Okay, so we got Kinlan and the Custodian. We'll take that. Um, we're definitely not going to do well here against Chuck 69. Nice, because Chuck 69 is playing Demon Hunter. Um, and they're going to be very good at keeping our board clear as heck. And also, we haven't drawn well because we have corridor creepers. Uh, so maybe on turn 5 we can pull something together. But they're gonna just make a bunch of demons and roll over all our stuff. Oh well, that's great. The demon they made is awful. That's awesome. That's what they picked. I mean, they got board presence. Okay, so we can cheat out our weapon next turn, which is kind of neat. I mean, we gotta do something here. At the very least, we could try to get. We can maybe, if these like get low enough, we'll cheat out a Knuckles and them. Maybe. I mean, yeah, our board's gonna get cleared here, which is real bad for us. Honestly, this isn't the worst circumstances for there being. Ooh, that's great. On turn 4, that's fantastic. Also, when they get cleared, these will be cheap enough. So we're actually not in as bad a position as I thought we might be, because our opponent hasn't been super aggressive. I don't know what kind of demon. Okay, well that's rough. That needs to go away. We don't have a good way of getting rid of that. But we'll play this here. All right. So hopefully we can make some magic happen next turn. But yeah, I mean anime. There's just a ton of it out there. It really is just something of like, uh, I mean, especially in the last 4 or 5 years, so much more is being produced in Japan, and so much more is coming out on Crunchyroll and Funimation and Netflix, and used to be Amazon Prime, but not really anymore. Um, uh, yeah, there's just like a lot of anime out there. Okay, so our opponent, for some reason, chose to do that. So they could, I mean, they're only going to clear one thing, which is pretty great for us. This is, yeah, pretty good. Hey, thank you for subscribing with Prime. Really appreciate it. Welcome. Let's throw the Bear Cave Lego the Scythe emote. And thank Chaz for that subscription. Thanks for using your Prime gaming token. Speaking of Amazon Prime, hell yeah. Okay, so we get rid of that. These now cost 1. So check this shit out. Player weapon. We hurt ourselves in the future because then we're gonna have less mana in the future, but that's okay because we're making a big swing. We did it. We just made a big swing, everybody. That's what we call pretty cool. And the next turn, we can theoretically play Desert Hare. Other place Secret. That doesn't matter. But yeah, theoretically, you can play Desert Hare next turn and still do some damage. Well, that sucks. They got a big taunt. So we could devolve that and then play Custodian with Desert Hare. Deal 1 damage to all enemies after this is attacked. We're going to hit it first. Let's just do it. We lose 1 minion that way. It's okay. Uh, we'll do this. We want to keep our other minion. So we're going to minimize how much damage we get to do this turn, but we're going to increase our board presence. And then we also have Custodian for the refill of the weapon next turn. Ooh, and we got a charge minion. This isn't great. Um, so if our opponent manages to, oh no, they just quit. Okay, great, great, great. Our opponent quit. If our opponent managed to kill that, we would have gone. We would have had 8 mana, or sorry, 8 health. Um, okay, we leveled up there. We're now in platinum. We got 10 games. Follow-up question from Justin. Manga recommendations. I liked your anime club that mentioned Dungeon Masai. Do you have anything similar that isn't well represented in anime? Um, so yeah, so I apologize. My anime, or sorry, my manga recommendations aren't going to be that thorough because honestly, I don't read a lot of manga. Often what I end up doing is I end up uh, finding manga for an anime that like just concluded, and because like I want to read more of it, uh, and I don't think if it's a show. Okay, now what's our next one? They want me to play 3 games of Druid. We're not doing that tonight, so don't worry about it. But let's go and look at. We got some stuff here. Uh, so so like I can tell you that I'm caught up on that time I got reincarnated as a slime. I am now ahead of season 2 because I got caught up on the manga because I knew we were getting more, but I wanted to read it for myself. Uh, I've been killing slimes for 300 years and finally maxed out my level is adorable and continues. And I am about to start reading um, the side manga of that about Beelzebub, the demon, because apparently that's real good and really fun. And there's a great reveal in that I'm not going to spoil because it's cool. Um, but yeah, I don't have a lot of recommendations, unfortunately, for manga because, like I said, I don't read a lot of it. Trying to think if there's anything else that I'm reading right now that isn't like a current, if it isn't a current anime that I'm just like, or an anime that expired that I want to keep reading. Um, I'm gonna start Laid Back Camp because there's a scene in the manga that isn't in the anime where Rin imagines that her motorcycle or her that her scooter can talk, and that scene for some reason is in the anime, and so we'll get to that in the manga. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm tempted to read the manga of those Snow White notes because even though I think hearing the music is really important, I kind of want to know where that anime goes because I don't, or the story goes because I don't think they're going to get a second season because it seemed very expensive because they had the rotoscope shamisen players, like very good shaman. They paid very good shamisen players to let them film them and then rotoscope the fingering of it. And hey, look, I know it's a funny word, but that's actually what it means. Um, and so I don't know if that's going to be. Uh, I don't know if they're ever going to do more of that. Also, I think that I might not want to read the manga because uh, I was uh, overall disappointed with the show, and the best part was hearing the music. So I don't know. Yeah, so I'm sorry, Justin. I can't really give you a lot of recommendations because I just don't keep up on the manga. The other thing I do want to read at some point is we're right now we got season two of um what's the name of that uh oh, it's the Doom Flag show. Uh it's the Otome game. No worries. I do the same thing. Yeah. All right. I'm looking up the name of this anime that is right now not in my brain as we queue in to fight a warlock, our first warlock of the night. What was the name of the show? Okay, so that's the name of the show. My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom. So we're in the second season of uh, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, right? Um, we're going to keep Maul because it's a good three drop. We're looking for Call to Adventure. We're looking for Duel. We're looking for Commencement. We're looking for Volgin. But we'll keep Maul. Um, My Next Life as a Villainess, All Routes to Doom. There is a either it's a side story or it's chapters in the manga where basically the premise of the show is this girl gets isekai. She goes to another world, and it's the world of the dating game that she was playing, this Otome game, this dating game. But she's of the villain of the thing, and she knows most of the outcomes of the game are terrible for her. All of them. The only ones she doesn't. There's a secret route she doesn't know much about, but she doesn't think she's involved in that because she's not the main character. And she realizes all this as a child, and she, by her own choices, manages to change, uh, in many ways, her fate and changes the characters around her. And it's very silly and it's very light and very fun. Well, there's a version of the story. There's a manga adaptation of it. Uh, oh, weird. Playing the new card. Cool. There's the version of My Next Life as a Villainess, the manga, where she um, doesn't wake up until she's already in high school. So she doesn't have all of her young adulthood to figure out like ways that she can do to change her fate. In this one, she's already in high school. She's closely following the story, and the characters that in the game were one way, and in the first version of the manga and the anime have changed. She now has to try to figure that out, playing more closely to the script. And I think that's a really interesting take on it. And I love that like alternate reality of it. So I do want to read that because I don't think they're going to make an anime of that. Hey, that's our big friend. You got rid of my big friend. You got rid of the biggest of my big friends. Rude. Also, we don't really have things to do here. Yeah, I think that's really cool. Um, that time, My Next Life as a Villainous, All Routes Lead to Doom is very cute. So this isn't like, so it's like, in general, it's a pretty cool, cute story because even though she has all this knowledge of how the game is played, she can't escape the fact that she's kind of like an airhead and like a lovable airhead. So like she still thinks that things are happening in the game, but she doesn't realize she's already changed the people around her for the better. Oh shit. Well, that sucks. You're gonna clear my board. Completely clear my board. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is duel. Hell yeah, get out of here. Get out of here, Emperor Thorson. You're not reducing the cost of any of your minions. You are gonna get a random buff, which was 10 health. Your random bonus was 10 health. That's pretty cool. It doesn't, we still got some cool shit. We're gonna be able to play this turn 6, that on turn 7. What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna get. Hey, hey, friend, you're still gonna. Like, if you just did it once, you'd get a better card than doing it. Okay, I mean, all right. Our opponent's having a good time. We do need to kill this though. We gotta kill that, which sucks. But we do need to kill that. Also, hey, we got a few new friends coming by. We're doing. We've only lost 2 games tonight in an hour and 45 minutes. Pretty good. Oh, they got rid of it for us. We still have a 7-7 though, so we're not doing that bad. All right. Well, we're gonna do this. We'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. You don't get a 2/4 anymore. You can't double your uh, battle cries. Oh, there was a question from Chaz. Do I read comic books? Not right now. No. I go in through phases. If an author I really like is working on a book, I might pick that up. Um, I have not picked it up because I want to go to a comic book store and pick it up. But um, chapter 1 of a 2-part comic book series. Ooh, I don't have any minions, so that doesn't that's fine. Also, if you did, that would have been terrible because I have big minions, which unfortunately I don't have in my hand, but that would have been bad. Um, uh, Now I'm gonna pull a minion. Um, I'm gonna pick up the New Day comic book because it's co-written by my friend Austin Walker. So I'm gonna definitely pick that up. I think it's a 2-part comic book series, but I can't think of. I honestly, there are very few people I could think of who would who would be better suited to write a comic book about the New Day, which is a comedic, fun, somewhat autobiographical tale of their 3 characters' origin stories and how they became where they are. That winks and nods, apparently, according to them, like because they know. Yeah, Chaz. He co-wrote this, which is great. Oh, okay. Well, that's my fault for not clearing this. I probably should have cleared this at some point. Now they got another Zephyrs. I didn't think they would have uh, Zola, which they did. Oh, and then they used Sap, which is a great pick for Zola. So now I really do need to clear these off, which I will. Well, they cleared one of them for me. Uh, but I'm gonna clear both of these. Do that, but I'd rather do. Because then I can just clear that. Yeah. Let's do this. We got our other 8/8, which is not the best draw in the world, but we can do this. Our opponent also might somehow get Raised Dead, which would let them get more. But I like our opponent's deck. We're still, I think, in the long run, doing better. But okay, shit. All right, pretty good demons. Not the best demons, but pretty good demons. Yeah, that makes sense. Clear that up because it's going to die. We could play this and get another 8/8. Uh, let's do this. It's hard to keep up with friends of and former employees of GB. So many of them are creating their own content, not enough hours a day. It's totally chess. I totally agree. I happen to have like New Day is like part of my rotation. We could have gotten a 4-drop here, but we'll save it. Um, New Day is just part of my active like things podcasts that I listen to. I had known about that because Austin was promoting it, but um, they had Austin on like a couple weeks ago on the New Day podcast. So it was cool to keep with that. But yeah, no, like, I mean, I don't watch. I always said this, like, I started knowing what Patrick was up to, Patrick Klepek, because of Waypoint. I didn't know what Patrick Klepek was up to at Kotaku because I don't read Kotaku. Not because I have anything against Kotaku. There have been some versions of it that I really liked and some versions I haven't liked. Mostly it was just like there's just only so many hours in the day and eyes you can have on things. We are kind of getting our asses kicked here. They kind of turned the corner on this. Just fine. I don't want them to do that. I would love to pull dual and get a big board here. I mean, we can swing a kind of big board right now. We're not swinging a huge board. Yeah, our opponent really did seem to turn things around on us. Oof. Okay. Yeah, our opponent is turning things around. Let's do this. Get us some 8 drops. Oh. Draw a 9 drop and buff it just to make a friend on the board so we can swing into that. Again, this is not a good board. We can play this next turn, which will be nice. Get an 11/11 that does 5 damage to someone. If we pull dual, we can pull a minion out of our board. Ugh. But yeah, no. It is hard to keep up with people when they're up to stuff, to see what they're up to. And we lost. We just lost. I mean, there was nothing we were going to do there. The only way we survive that is if our opponent um, doesn't want to, decides not to clear, not to win by getting caught up in clearing the board. Okay. Well, I think we're actually going to wrap up there. We are going to raid. That's how we end streams here. So we will raid. So don't worry about that. Oh, I can take this off. We don't need that up right now because we did hit over 50. We hit our goal for the time being. So yeah, I think we are going to raid and wrap up the stream that way because it's nice to share the love. We did very well for ourselves. We got 9 wins and 3 losses, which is pretty neat. It's a weird word for that. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But we are going to go ahead and find somebody to go check out here. I'm going to go over to my Twitch feed to see who is streaming right now and see if there's anybody that we haven't checked in on in a while that we want to go see. What is? Let's see. What are they doing? We are gonna go raid my friend Matt. We're gonna go check out Matt Wiggins. Matt Wiggins is playing Mass Effect 3, and that's fun to go see Matt do that. Matt rules, so we'll go check Matt out over there and check out Matt's. I don't know if this is Matt's first playthrough of uh, of Mass Effect 3, but we're going to go give him a raid and see what he's up to. So thanks so much for being here, everybody, tonight. I will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for model kit building. Lego sets, I should say. We're doing Lego sets tomorrow. I'm actually not seeing Matt's any screen here. So we're not going to raid Matt until I confirm that I have a visual on Matt. So hold on. Anyway, tomorrow I'm working on Lego sets. I've been doing Lego cars. I got this the Challenger here, and then we're working on the Charger. So we'll finish the Charger up, and then we're working on a different Lego set, which is cool. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, I want to raid Matt, but when I went to go check to see what he was up to, I didn't get an image. I was just getting a black image. Okay, no, now we see him. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and raid Matt. Matt rules. So feel free to come along on the stream on this raid. If you don't want to come along, that's okay. Again, please check me out tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, for model or Lego set. I would say model kit by default, but it is specifically Lego. We're doing lots of Lego tomorrow. Different Lego sets. We're gonna build some dinosaurs after we finish building a car, because that's just a thing. That's a sentence you can say and mean every word of it. But thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday, and I'll see you on the next stream. Goodbye. 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 Thanks for all the new people that came here, and have a great night. Goodbye.